Hey everyone, it's Meloo here with a short comparison between Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact regarding the endgame content and character progress system, as well as the daily routine that you will probably have endgame. I think by now everyone already realizes that Honkai Star Rail is not an open world game and it's also a round-based game, so in terms of gameplay or exploration there's nothing to compare it to, right? So let's start out with the light cones, which is basically the weapons in Genshin Impact. Again, you have 3-star, 4-star and 5-star light cones, same like in Genshin Impact, the weapons. And each character has their signature light cone or their signature weapon, which you can see they have their face on the light cone. And the passive effect of the light cone is geared towards their abilities. Also, of course, 4 stars are better than 3 stars, and 5-star light cones have higher stats than 4 stars. So it behaves the same thing like weapons in Genshin Impact. And the way you can get those is you have instead in Genshin you have a character banner and a weapon banner. In Honkai Star Rail you have the character banner and the light cone banner, so this is basically the weapon banner, so to say. Next one we have the relics, and those are the equivalent of the artifacts. So you have different sets, and the sets are pretty similar to the ones in Genshin Impact. So you have the 15% attack gladiators, like 18% in Genshin Impact, and the stats, if you go into the artifacts. So we have the helmet, it has HP, same like the flower in Genshin. Then you have the ring, main stat attack, which is the feather in Genshin. Then you have the armor. This one has, as it seems, always defense, so this is quite different from the sands. Then you have boots, and the boots, you want to go for speed, so this is a new stat. Because it's a round-based game, the more speed you have, the more turns you get. This is basically the additional one, right? The additional slot. Here we have 5 artifacts, but the characters in Star Rail have 6 relics. And then we have, this one would be the goblet. So here you want to go for the, same like in Genshin, you want to go for the elemental damage. And then we have the last one. And here, yeah, you can have crit rate or crit damage or attack, but of course you always want to go for crit damage and crit rate. So this is also very, very similar to Genshin. So then we have the Eidolons, and those are basically the constellations in Genshin. Exactly, works the same like in Genshin. You get dupes of the same character. If you have dupes of the same character, then you can unlock these constellations. And the main character gets their constellations through the quests. And in Genshin, the main character can have different elements, right? By interacting with the statues of the 7. And here you have certain story events in Honkai Star Rail where the character gains new abilities, and then you can also change to different elements. You start out with physical, and later on you get fire, and that's pretty much the only ones you have in the beta. But I will assume they will get the same kind of elements like in Genshin. Okay, so that's relics is artifacts, Eidolon is the constellations, light cones are the weapons, and then we have traces. So this is something like the talents in Genshin Impact. It's handled a little bit differently here, right? In Genshin you have your 3 main skills. You have your 3 main skills that you can upgrade. Here it's a little bit more refined, I'd say. So you can upgrade your main skills. Let's do that. And you can also get additional talents. And yeah, so here you have a little bit more to work with than in Genshin. The level up system is the same like in Genshin. You level up, and once you hit a certain level, you need to ascend them with some Ascension materials, but you're bound how much you can ascend them on your Trailblazer rank, right? You have the Trailblazer rank, This is the Trailblazer rank, and this is basically your adventure rank in Genshin Impact. And here you have the world difficulty. So if I wanna ascend my Lota from level 50 to max level 60, I need those Ascension materials, but I also need to be at difficulty level 3. And first I need to get to Trailblazer rank, so the adventure rank 40, and then I can do that. Now let's go over the endgame content a little bit and the stuff you farm every day. So the main thing, of course, is always Abyss, right? Like in Genshin, that's pretty much the only endgame content you really have. So you first have your 8 floors that you clear, and once you've done that, you unlock the other 4 floors, and those will reset regularly, right? So, and same thing in Honkai Star Rail again. Here it's called the Forgotten Hall, and here you have 15 floors. 15 floors that you need to clear first. I just cleared them today, and here you have actual endgame bosses in it. So it's not just normal mobs. Here you have the story bosses of the game in a more difficult version in it. But other than that, it's the same again, like Genshin, right? You have some criteria, and if you fulfill this criteria, you get additional rewards up to 3 times. Again, right? Can have 3 stars. And up until floor 9, I think it is, you only need 1 team. And no, let's see. Yeah, starting from floor 11, you need 2 teams. So that's also very similar to Genshin, right? Where you need 2 teams. Again, here it's not 8 floors, it's 15 floors. And once you're done that, you get the Memory of Chaos. And this is the one that will always reset. So let's have a look next at the other activities and domains that you are regularly farming. So in Genshin Impact you have the yellow ley lines when you need money, and you have the blue ley lines if you need some character XP, right? You get these books. And in Honkai Star Rail we have 3 ley lines, so to say. They're called Gilded Leaves. So you have this one which provides you with money and Adventurer XP, so this is like the Trailblazer XP, Adventurer XP. So Cocoon Bud of Grid is the one you want to do for money. This one is the one for the character XP. Again, you get a little bit of money, not as much as here, but here you get the character XP material, so this would be the blue ley line. Again, this would be the yellow ley line, and this is one that does not exist in Genshin, because again, there's no mining here in the game, so the game needs to provide you with some other way to get weapon upgrade material, and this is this ley line basically. And here you get the Litecoin XP material, so this would be the ore that you mine in Genshin, but here you get it from a ley line. So next we have the weapon Ascension material domains and the talent book material domains in Genshin Impact. And same in Honkai Star Rail. Here you have the intertwined paths, and those are the different cocoons. And again, they open based on the weekdays. In game it looks like this. You have different difficulties, and you can get different materials out of it. And you can also convert those lower tier materials into higher ones by crafting. And let's next have a look at the character Ascension materials. So in Genshin Impact you have these world bosses, like for example the Cryo Regicide, where you get the ice orbs to upgrade or to ascend ice characters, or you have to fight the Electro Hypostasis to get the Electro Stones in different tiers for upgrading the Electro characters. And it's the same thing here. Here you have these world bosses. They are called Crawling Shadows. Right now we have 7 of them, 1 for each element. So Shape of Place we need for the fire characters. And we get the Feather of Inferno. Then we have the Shape of Mirage. Here we get rewarded with the Branch of Imaginary Tree. So this is for the imaginary type or nihility. And yeah, so these ones, Crawling Shadows, is the equivalent of the world bosses in Genshin to farm the character Ascension materials. Next we have the past legacies, and those are the artifacts domains, right? So you have different set types. Let's have a look at those. Some of those also have a 5-piece set effect, so it really makes worth going for more of them. But again, right, this game has 6 pieces, so still you have 1 free for, let's say you want a really nice element damage artifact, then you can go for an offset piece. So that's the same thing here. Right now we have 6 different artifact domains, which is more than Genshin had when it came out. Other than that, it's quite similar to Genshin. And last but not least, we have the Echoes of War, and those are the weekly bosses. Here you can have, so here it's a little bit different. In Genshin you can do each weekly boss once, and in this game you can do 3 Echoes of War per week. And it doesn't matter if you do 3 times the same boss or 3 different ones, so you can choose. I would assume that later down the line, when we have more and more Echoes of War, then this cap gets increased, because I don't think there will be like, you have 5 different weekly bosses you can do, but you're only able to farm 3, so I think this will be increased as well. And those weekly bosses are also bosses from the story that you have already beaten. So all of that so far is pretty much the same as in Genshin, just with the use of different names. And then we have, in Genshin Impact, when you rank up your adventure rank, you go to the Adventurers Guild and you get some reward. And in this game it's Pom-Pom, which is the leader of the Star Rail train. And same thing here. Once you rank up your Trailblazer Rank, so that's your adventure rank, you can go here and get a reward, but you can also craft at this place. So if you want to convert some materials to the next higher tier, you can do this here as well. Then let's have a look at the quest system. So in Genshin Impact you have 4 daily quests each day. In Honkai Star Rail you have 3 daily quests each day. Then you have the story missions, they are called adventure missions in Honkai Star Rail, so this is like do them once and then it's done. And the one you're looking for always are of course the icon quests in Genshin, and in Honkai Star Rail those are called the Trailblazer quests. So those are the ones where you always have to wait for the next big update to come. Anyways, for the sake of the length of the video, I don't want to showcase all of the individual gameplay for each mode here, so this should just serve as a general overview on how the daily routine or the weekly routine will look like in the game most likely. And for all of the different gameplay modes, I will probably make another video later on where I showcase each mode, some gameplay. Anyways, I hope this was helpful to some of you. Thanks for watching, see ya.